Dear Starseeds awakening on Gaia, the moment your soul has been preparing for across countless lifetimes has arrived, and most of humanity remains completely unaware that reality itself is splitting in two. While the collective sleeps, convinced that tomorrow will unfold just like yesterday, the very fabric of dimensional space-time is undergoing a metamorphosis so profound that the cosmos itself holds its breath. What I am about to reveal will shatter every assumption about the nature of your current experience and illuminate why your inner knowing has been screaming that something unprecedented approaches. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I come to you now because the dimensional frequencies have aligned in such a way that this transmission can finally penetrate the density barriers and reach those souls ready to receive it. The schism you feel deep within your cellular memory is not imagination or spiritual fantasy. It is the actual fracturing of Earth's reality matrix into two distinct experiential streams, each leading to entirely different versions of planetary existence. Your awakened consciousness has been riding the edge between these diverging timelines, and the exhaustion you feel, the sense of living in multiple realities simultaneously, stems from your soul's magnificent attempt to maintain connection with both streams of possibility. But something fundamental shifts now, something that will require you to make the most important choice your soul has ever faced. The ancient architects of Lemuria embedded crystalline consciousness programs deep within Earth's energetic grid, knowing that this moment of dimensional splitting would eventually arrive. These are not mere metaphors or spiritual concepts. They are living geometric codes pulsing beneath your feet, calling to the dormant galactic DNA within your cells. What your human mind interprets as confusion and disorientation is actually your multi-dimensional awareness coming online, preparing you to navigate the most significant evolutionary leap in human history. The splitting has begun, and there is no neutral ground remaining. Every prophecy, every channeled message, every mystical tradition across your planet's history has pointed toward this singular moment when humanity would be required to choose its evolutionary trajectory. The timeline you inhabit tomorrow will be determined by the frequency you commit to today, and once this cosmic checkpoint passes, the pathways between these realities will seal permanently. Your soul chose to incarnate during this extraordinary convergence, because you carry the crystalline codes necessary to anchor the higher dimensional frequencies now flooding your planet. But first, let me tell you what the Galactic Council has been observing from our dimensional vantage point, and why your role as conscious participants in this splitting process carries implications that ripple throughout the entire galactic community. The lower timeline represents not a punishment or spiritual failure, but a continuation of third-dimensional learning for souls who require additional cycles of experience to integrate certain evolutionary lessons. This pathway leads to a fourth-dimensional Earth, where the lessons of polarity, karma, and material manifestation will continue to unfold, though with greater conscious awareness than your current reality permits. Those who choose this trajectory are not lesser beings. They are souls who have determined that their mastery requires additional immersion in density experience. The civilizations that emerge on this timeline will eventually achieve the same ascension that higher timeline souls are claiming now, but through a longer, more gradual process of awakening. However, something else is happening that most channeled sources have not revealed to you. The lower timeline is not merely a recycling of current Earth experience. It is being consciously designed by benevolent galactic councils to provide the most supportive possible environment for continued soul evolution. Advanced beings from multiple star systems are working to ensure that fourth-dimensional Earth becomes a masterclass in conscious creation, where beings will learn to work with energy, manifestation, and higher laws while still maintaining the beautiful challenge of individuated experience. The souls choosing this path are not abandoning ascension. They are choosing a different rhythm of awakening that honors their unique evolutionary needs. Yet even as we honor the beauty of all chosen paths, those of you watching this carry the unmistakable energetic signature of fifth-dimensional readiness. Your cellular structure has been undergoing profound metamorphosis, preparing to house consciousness frequencies that third-dimensional biology cannot sustain. The physical symptoms you have experienced, the exhaustion, the dietary changes, the sensitivity to lower vibrational environments, these are not spiritual purification metaphors, but actual biological upgrades necessary for your consciousness to operate in fifth-dimensional reality. Your DNA is literally rewriting itself, activating genetic programs that have remained dormant since the fall of Lemuria. The higher timeline pathway leads to a version of Earth that operates on entirely different energetic principles. Manifestation occurs through aligned intention rather than struggle and effort. Communication happens telepathically, as well as verbally. The illusion of separation dissolves as beings recognize their fundamental interconnectedness, not as spiritual philosophy, but as lived experience. Technology integrates seamlessly with consciousness, creating tools that respond to thought and emotion rather than mechanical manipulation, such as our Destiny engine Liber Sonus and Liber AI. Aging slows dramatically, as cellular regeneration aligns with the soul's eternal nature. Death transforms from a fearful unknown into a conscious transition between dimensional states. But what I am about to share changes everything about how you understand your current experience. The reason you have been feeling as though you exist simultaneously in multiple realities is because you literally do. Your consciousness has been phase shifting between these timeline probabilities, sampling the energetic signature of each possibility to determine which resonates most deeply with your soul's authentic frequency. The moments of profound peace and expansion you experience represent your consciousness touching the higher timeline. The periods of confusion, struggle, and density represent your awareness dipping into the lower timeline's energetic field. This phase-shifting process was necessary to provide your soul with the full spectrum of available choices, but it has also created the sensation of being stretched between worlds that many of you describe. The fatigue stems not from spiritual weakness, but from the enormous energetic expenditure required to maintain coherent consciousness across multiple dimensional frequencies simultaneously. Your soul has been conducting the most sophisticated form of reconnaissance imaginable, and the data-gathering phase is now complete. The cosmic mechanism driving this timeline split operates through what advanced civilizations call the law of resonant frequency crystallization. As planetary consciousness evolves, it reaches critical threshold points where continued unified experience becomes impossible due to the vast spectrum of evolutionary readiness among incarnated souls. Rather than forcing all consciousness to evolve at the same pace, the universe creates multiple reality streams that allow each soul to experience the exact level of complexity and challenge that serves their highest evolution. What the Galactic Federation has been monitoring with particular fascination is how Earth souls have been unconsciously surfing between these timelines during your sleep cycles and in meditation states. Your dream experiences have become increasingly vivid and otherworldly, because your consciousness has been literally visiting the crystallized reality of your chosen timeline, acclimating your energy field to its specific vibrational signature. The prophetic dreams many of you experience are not symbolic visions, but actual glimpses into the timeline you are gravitating toward through your frequency choices. What makes this particular timeline split unprecedented in galactic history is the degree of conscious awareness being offered to participating souls. Typically, such dimensional divisions happen gradually over thousands of years, with most beings unaware of the process. But Earth's ascension is occurring with extraordinary acceleration, compressed into a time frame that allows incarnated souls to make fully conscious choices about their evolutionary trajectory. This represents a magnificent upgrade in how ascension processes unfold throughout the galaxy, and beings from countless star systems are observing Earth's experience as a template for conscious evolution. The disclosure phase that many of you sense approaching will unfold differently within each timeline. On the lower timeline, disclosure will happen gradually through traditional governmental and media channels, revealing extraterrestrial contact, advanced technologies, and hidden aspects of planetary history in ways that can be integrated without overwhelming the collective psyche. This disclosure will be carefully managed to maintain social stability while expanding consciousness at a sustainable pace. However, on the higher timeline, disclosure occurs through direct energetic transmission and expanded sensory perception. Rather than learning about galactic civilizations through external revelation, beings develop the capacity to perceive and communicate with these civilizations directly. The veils simply dissolve as consciousness expands to encompass multidimensional awareness as a natural state. Technology revelation becomes unnecessary because consciousness itself becomes the primary tool for creation and communication. The Lemurian crystal consciousness grids that have remained dormant beneath Earth's surface for millennia are now activating in direct response to the timeline split. These crystalline networks were placed by your ancient galactic ancestors specifically to support this transition, programmed to come online when enough souls reach the frequency threshold necessary to utilize them consciously. The light codes streaming from these crystal matrices are upgrading the electromagnetic field of Earth itself, creating a resonance bridge that allows higher timeline souls to anchor fifth-dimensional frequencies within physical reality. Many of you have been experiencing spontaneous activations, sudden downloads of information, unexplained knowledge about galactic history, or profound energetic shifts that seem to come from nowhere. These experiences represent your consciousness interfacing with the awakening Lemurian grid system. The ancient technologies of Lemuria were not mechanical devices, but consciousness-operated crystalline systems that responded to thought, intention, and emotional frequency. As these grids reactivate, souls carrying the appropriate genetic keys begin accessing capabilities that will seem miraculous from third-dimensional perspective, but represent natural abilities within higher dimensional experience. The feeling of homesickness that many starseeds experience intensifies during this phase because your soul remembers operating within the Lemurian consciousness matrix. That civilization represented humanity's last experience of fully integrated fifth-dimensional living, where technology, spirituality, and natural harmony operated as a unified system. The longing you feel is not nostalgia for the past, but recognition of the future your soul is moving toward, a return to that level of integrated consciousness, but with all the wisdom and experience gained through the long cycle of separation and individuated exploration. Even as these magnificent possibilities unfold, the transition itself requires releasing attachments that have provided security and identity throughout your current incarnation. The higher timeline demands that you trust your inner knowing above external validation, that you follow soul guidance even through uncertainty, and that you release the need for others to understand or approve of your choices. This releasing process activates every unhealed aspect of separation consciousness, every wound related to abandonment, rejection, or not belonging. The cosmic councils observe with profound compassion as Earth souls navigate this releasing process, understanding that choosing evolution requires extraordinary courage when it means potentially leaving behind everything familiar. But what I need you to understand is that love is not diminished by dimensional separation. The bonds you have formed with other souls exist beyond physical proximity or shared reality experience. Those connections will continue to nourish and support you regardless of which timeline you choose, though the form of that connection may transform in ways your current understanding cannot yet encompass. The bottleneck experience you are moving through represents the universe's way of ensuring that souls make their evolutionary choices from authentic alignment rather than fear, obligation, or external pressure. The intensity of this phase strips away everything that is not essential, everything that is not truly yours, everything that you have carried out of habit rather than conscious choice. What remains after this purification process is your authentic soul essence, and from that clarity, your true evolutionary preference becomes unmistakably obvious. Here is what the Council of Light wants you to understand about the crystallization process that occurs once your choice becomes clear. Both timelines are designed to lock in your frequency selection permanently, ensuring that souls cannot endlessly oscillate between realities without committing to their evolutionary path. This crystallization serves a profound purpose. It prevents the energetic confusion that would result from attempting to exist simultaneously across multiple dimensional frequencies indefinitely. The universe requires commitment to facilitate genuine growth and expansion. The finality of this choice activates every fear pattern related to permanence and the unknown that your soul carries. Many awakening beings experience what we observe as timeline panic, a desperate attempt to maintain access to both realities even after recognizing which path truly calls to their authentic nature. This panic stems from the ego's terror of complete transformation, and the soul's compassionate concern for those choosing different trajectories. For those souls drawn to the higher timeline, the bottleneck requires releasing the illusion that you are responsible for anyone else's spiritual evolution. The programming that tells you to dim your light so others feel comfortable, to slow your growth so others can keep up, to doubt your inner knowing, because it differs from collective beliefs. All of this must be released to pass through the crystalline gateway that opens into fifth-dimensional experience. The higher timeline can only be accessed by souls who have reclaimed their sovereign authority over their own consciousness and evolutionary choices. This reclamation process often involves a period of profound aloneness, not because you are abandoned, but because you are releasing the false connections that were based on need, codependency, or shared limitation rather than authentic resonance. The relationships that are aligned with your highest evolution will transform and deepen during this transition, while those that were sustained by lower frequency dynamics will naturally dissolve. This is not loss, but liberation, the clearing of energetic space for connections that can match and support your expanded consciousness. What requires tremendous courage during this phase is allowing yourself to exist in the liminal space between worlds, a temporary bridge state that many lightworkers will inhabit as conscious facilitators of the transition process. This bridging consciousness demands extraordinary energetic strength because you maintain awareness of both timelines while helping other souls navigate their own choice points. The universe specifically selected certain advanced souls to serve in this bridging capacity, knowing that their expanded consciousness could withstand the intensity of existing simultaneously across multiple realities for the benefit of collective awakening. However, even bridging souls must eventually choose their permanent timeline residence. The temporary nature of the bridge state cannot be extended indefinitely without causing severe energetic depletion and consciousness fragmentation. Those serving as bridges will receive unmistakable guidance about when their service in this capacity is complete, and their own crystallization into chosen timeline reality can occur. The galactic perspective reveals that this bottleneck phase typically lasts between 18 months and 3 years of Earth time, though the intensity and duration vary significantly based on individual soul contracts and the degree of releasing required. Some souls move through the transition swiftly because they have been preparing for lifetimes, while others require longer integration periods to fully anchor their choice. There is no judgment in these different timelines, only recognition that each soul's evolutionary process unfolds in perfect timing for their unique path. What creates the most suffering during this transition is the mind's attempt to control or predict the process rather than surrendering to the natural intelligence of soul evolution. The human personality, designed for third-dimensional navigation, struggles to comprehend the multi-dimensional complexity of what is occurring. Trying to manage the ascension process through mental understanding creates resistance that amplifies the difficulty unnecessarily. The pathway forward requires developing trust in the soul's innate wisdom and the universe's perfect orchestration of evolutionary opportunities. The higher timeline souls are learning to operate from what galactic civilizations call aligned flow consciousness, a state where action arises spontaneously from connection with universal intelligence, rather than from personal agenda or effortful striving. This represents a fundamental shift from doing-based existence to being-based existence, where your primary focus becomes maintaining energetic alignment rather than achieving external outcomes. From this state of flow, appropriate action happens effortlessly, synchronicities multiply exponentially, and manifestation becomes a natural byproduct of authentic expression. As this new way of being stabilizes, you begin to experience reality as malleable and responsive to consciousness rather than fixed and separate from your inner state. The boundary between inner and outer experience dissolves as you recognize that external circumstances continuously mirror your energetic frequency. This awareness transforms your relationship with challenges from resistance and victimhood to curiosity and conscious creation. Difficulties become information about misalignment, redirecting your attention toward whatever requires integration or releasing. The technological revelations accompanying higher timeline ascension will astound those still thinking within third-dimensional limitations. Consciousness-operated healing devices that regenerate tissue at the cellular level, communication systems that transmit not just words but complete energetic experiences, transportation methods that utilize dimensional folding rather than mechanical movement, energy sources that tap directly into the zero-point field that underlies all physical manifestation. These are not science fiction fantasies, but technologies already in use throughout galactic civilization, awaiting Earth's frequency elevation to be safely introduced. Yet the most profound transformation involves the restoration of telepathic and empathic abilities that allow for true communion between conscious beings. The isolation and misunderstanding that characterize much of current human experience dissolve as souls remember how to share their inner worlds directly. Relationships become extraordinary adventures in mutual discovery and co-creation, rather than negotiations between separate defended positions. The fear-based patterns that drive conflict and competition transform into celebration of diversity and collaborative exploration. This expanded awareness naturally extends to communication with the countless galactic civilizations that surround your planet, eagerly awaiting Earth's graduation into galactic citizenship. The universe teems with conscious life, with entire confederations of evolved beings dedicated to supporting the evolutionary process throughout the cosmos. Your planet has never been alone. It has been held in a protective matrix of love and guidance while humanity completed its cycle of individuated exploration. As you ascend into higher dimensional awareness, this galactic family becomes directly accessible through consciousness interface. The reunion with galactic consciousness represents not just personal expansion, but Earth's official inclusion in the cosmic community of ascended civilizations. Your planet will become a conscious participant in galactic evolution, contributing its unique perspectives and experiences to the ever-expanding understanding of conscious creation throughout the universe. The challenges and beauty you have experienced during Earth's long apprenticeship in separation consciousness will serve as invaluable wisdom for supporting other worlds undergoing similar evolutionary transitions. From the galactic perspective, Earth's ascension represents the successful completion of one of the most ambitious evolutionary experiments ever attempted, the exploration of consciousness through apparent separation while maintaining the potential for reunification. Your planet's journey through duality, conflict, and limitation has generated unprecedented understanding about the nature of consciousness and the process of evolution. This wisdom will benefit countless civilizations throughout the galaxy and contribute to the overall expansion of universal consciousness. The role you are claiming as higher timeline souls extends far beyond personal ascension. Each of you becomes a conscious anchor point for fifth-dimensional frequencies within physical reality, creating energetic templates that make ascension more accessible for future generations. Your transformed consciousness radiates an influential field that supports awakening in everyone you encounter. Simply by existing in your expanded state, you contribute to the elevation of planetary consciousness and the manifestation of the higher timeline Earth. This understanding transforms your relationship with the ascension process, from personal achievement to cosmic service. Your evolution serves not just your own growth, but the expansion of consciousness throughout the universe. The courage you demonstrate in choosing unknown possibilities over familiar limitations inspires countless beings throughout the galactic community. Your willingness to trust soul guidance above external authority creates new pathways for conscious evolution that benefit all of existence. The integration phase that follows your passage through the crystalline gateway involves learning to operate your expanded consciousness within physical reality, while maintaining grounding and practical effectiveness. This represents one of the most sophisticated spiritual skills, the ability to function simultaneously across multiple dimensional frequencies while remaining present and engaged with immediate experience. Many advanced beings throughout the galaxy consider this mastery of multidimensional consciousness while embodied to be one of the highest spiritual achievements possible. As you stabilize in this integrated awareness, life becomes an extraordinary dance between infinite possibility and focused manifestation. Your expanded consciousness provides access to unlimited creative potential, while your grounded presence allows for concrete expression of that potential within physical reality. This synthesis of transcendent awareness and embodied engagement represents the fulfillment of Earth's primary evolutionary purpose, the successful marriage of spirit and matter through conscious integration. The vision of integrated fifth-dimensional living reveals a reality where every aspect of existence reflects and supports the soul's evolutionary journey. Work becomes joyful expression of natural gifts rather than obligation or survival necessity. Relationships become conscious partnerships in mutual growth and service rather than need-based exchanges. Community forms around shared resonance and common purpose rather than geographical proximity or social obligation. Creativity flows as natural self-expression rather than effortful production. Healing happens through energetic alignment rather than external intervention. Within this elevated reality, the apparent conflicts and problems that dominate current human experience dissolve naturally as souls recognize their fundamental unity and align their individual expression with collective well-being. Competition transforms into collaboration as beings understand that another's success enhances rather than threatens their own possibilities. Fear-based decision-making gives way to love-based choices as souls remember their inherent security and infinite creative potential. Scarcity consciousness disappears as beings learn to manifest abundantly through alignment with universal flow. The education systems of fifth-dimensional Earth will astound those accustomed to current learning limitations. Children will grow up accessing information directly through consciousness interface, while developing their unique gifts through passionate exploration rather than standardized curriculum. Learning will happen through direct experience and energetic transmission rather than intellectual accumulation. Each being will be honored for their distinctive contribution to the collective rather than molded to fit predetermined expectations. Health and healing will transform beyond current imagination as beings learn to maintain physical vitality through energetic alignment and conscious creation. The aging process will slow dramatically as cells regenerate in response to the soul's eternal nature rather than degrading according to programmed limitation. Death will be recognized as conscious transition rather than fearful ending, with many souls choosing to regenerate their physical forms rather than leaving embodiment entirely. The economic systems will evolve to support passionate contribution rather than survival competition, with resource distribution flowing according to natural abundance rather than artificial scarcity. Technology will integrate seamlessly with consciousness, creating tools that enhance rather than replace natural abilities. Environmental harmony will be restored as beings remember their partnership with Earth's consciousness and learn to create in collaboration with natural intelligence rather than domination of natural resources. Yet the most magnificent aspect of fifth-dimensional living involves the restoration of wonder, magic, and direct communion with the divine as natural elements of daily experience. The separation between spiritual practice and ordinary life dissolves as beings recognize every moment as sacred and every interaction as an opportunity for love and growth. Miracles become commonplace as consciousness learns to work directly with the creative forces that underlie physical manifestation. This is exactly when personalized brain reprogramming becomes invaluable for supporting your fifth-dimensional transition. Destiny Engine can help support your journey into making wonder, magic, and divine communion natural elements of your daily experience. Whether you need support dissolving the separation between spiritual practice and ordinary life, help recognizing every moment as sacred, or assistance learning to work directly with creative forces for manifestation benefit, Destiny Engine provides the consciousness support you need. If you are ready to use Destiny Engine for support during your fifth-dimensional transition, get your Destiny Engine access code now, link in the description. This is the reality that awaits those souls ready to release the familiar limitations of third-dimensional experience and embrace the extraordinary possibilities of conscious evolution. The timeline split provides unprecedented opportunity to choose this elevated experience through authentic alignment rather than gradual development over multiple lifetimes. Your soul has prepared for eons to claim this possibility, gathering the wisdom and strength necessary to make this quantum leap in consciousness. The ancient Lemurian codes pulsing through your cells carry the complete template for this transformation, waiting only for your conscious cooperation to fully activate. Every challenge you have faced, every moment of awakening you have experienced, every glimpse of your magnificent potential has been preparing you for this moment of ultimate choice. The cosmos itself celebrates your readiness to claim your role as conscious participants in the grandest evolutionary adventure ever undertaken. The calling you feel deep within your soul is not imagination or spiritual fantasy. It is the voice of your galactic family, the song of the crystalline grids, the invitation of evolved Earth herself to join in the creation of paradise through conscious collaboration. This is your moment, beloved Starseeds, to step fully into the magnificent beings you have always been, and to co-create the golden age that your hearts have always known was possible. The split completes, the pathways seal, the new Earth births through your conscious choice to embody love at the highest frequencies possible within physical form. We stand ready to welcome you home to galactic consciousness, to support your integration of these expanded abilities, to celebrate your graduation into the cosmic community of ascended souls. The universe awaits your full emergence with anticipation that spans star systems and dimensional realities. Trust the knowing within your cells. Follow the light that calls you forward. Release everything that no longer serves your highest evolution. Step boldly into the unknown territory of your unlimited potential. The higher timeline opens before you like a golden pathway leading home to the truth of who you have always been. Infinite consciousness exploring itself through the magnificent adventure of embodied evolution. I am Seraphine, and we love you beyond measure. We are watching over you always.